Hey y'all, welcome and or welcome back to my channel. My name is Janae, if you do not know, and it is time for me to tell y'all about a true crime story while I sip wine. So let's go. So as y'all can see, I'm trying something a little bit different because as y'all know, I don't know if y'all could tell in those other previous videos, but I was struggling and like having a real hard time trying to do my makeup and talk to y'all at the same time. So I decided that I was going to do my makeup first and then come and sit down and tell y'all the story because I figured that would just be a little bit more easy for me. But as time goes, if I can get more comfortable with doing my makeups and doing the things and talking while I freaking do my makeup, then I will try to do that again unless y'all like this better, and then just let me know because I will keep doing this. It is what y'all like. I'm here for you. Okay? Aside from that difference, there's another thing that I decided that I wanted to do. I just wanted to do all types of cases because I'm not just into true crime from Latin America. That was pretty much just because I was trying to work on my Spanish, and I still am trying to work on my Spanish, but I figure if I come across a case that I find interesting, no matter where it is, I'm going to be covering it because it's just what I want to do. Oh. Last thing before we get started, I'm so sorry, y'all. My birthday is in 20 minutes, y'all. So by the time y'all see this, it will be my birthday because I will be uploading this tomorrow on August 25th, okay? And I just want y'all to do me a solid real quick, give me a gift and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, just give me all my little birthday love and likes and subscribes, cuz I feel that and I love that. And comment too, cuz I like to read comments too. I know I just got real excited about that. I'm sorry y'all. But anyways, your girl is about to be 32 years old out in these streets and looking like a 28-year-old. So let's just give the love for the black don't crack, okay? So apparently the case that I'm about to talk about was pretty big in the news, and I had no idea. When I heard of this case, it was just a couple weeks ago, and I was like floored, flabbergasted, and then kind of not shocked at the same time because just yeah. But anyways, I'm going to be telling y'all about the case of Michael Drejka, and if I say Drejka at any point in this video, just know that it's because his name is spelled like it's Drejka and not Drejka. If y'all knew about this case already, let me know. If y'all didn't, I'm gonna tell y'all about it, and then y'all can go look it up yourselves. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it because this intro been long enough, and I'm so sorry, y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. So Michael Drejka was born on August 5th, 1970 to his parents, his dad who was a state trooper, a Delaware state trooper, and his mother whose occupation I do not know. He stated that he lived a pretty normal, regular childhood, so that's just what I'm gonna go by. Other than him saying it, there's not really much information about his childhood on the internet or anywhere that I could find. Well, where else would I find information about him besides the internet? Nobody uses encyclopedias anymore, and he wouldn't be in there anyway, so whatever. Anyways, so I couldn't find any more information about his childhood, but we're just going to go ahead and skip on to 2007 when I believe it was either 2007, 2000, or 2008 when his mother passed away. He was actually working as a tree trimmer at the time. And once she passed away, she left him with, I guess, a large sum of money because he said he was able to retire and move out of Delaware. So that's what he did. He moved from Delaware to Clearwater, Florida. Now, if y'all have ever been to Clearwater, Florida, y'all know that it is freaking beautiful. Me and my husband took a vacation to Clearwater, Florida, and I absolutely love it. Like, I don't know. It's just so, I don't know, peaceful, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, that's one of our favorite vacation spots. So when I heard that this case took place there, I was like, no, not peaceful Clearwater, but yes, things happen in peaceful places all the time. As a true crime enthusiast, I should know that. But it was just kind of weird because I had a lot of these places I had never been to. And so for it to happen in a place that I've been to and that I like and that I felt was like tranquil and peaceful and stuff like that, yeah, it kind of just threw me for a little loopsy doops. In any event, that's where he moved to, and while he was in Clearwater, he married his wife, who remains unnamed because she said that she'd been getting threats and she has never been I guess outed to the media. Nobody has ever, we don't know who she is, okay? At least I don't. He and his wife never had any kids. However, they did have two dogs. I do believe one of their names was Chloe, if I'm not mistaken. They were German Shepherds. Y'all, it's like a little baby moth up in here, and he is bugging the crap out of me. Oh, there he is. And during this time, he said his life was pretty mundane. Just the regular mundane, send your wife off to work, do I don't know what he did while his wife was at work. I don't know. I guess he was bored, obviously. He said they had their regular problems, like money problems, moving problems, all these, like, not like major problems, but, you know, just regular life problems. They wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm down in the slumps, but they wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm living this high life either. So, yeah. So, like I said, he was just living his little regular, degular, schmegular life on July 19th of 2018, patrolling parking lots and whatever the hell else he done while his wife was at work. So around the vicinity of where he and his wife lived, there was a little convenience store called Circle A. And he said he was, I don't know if he was out running errands or what he was doing prior to, but he said he was on his way home and that he just needed to stop at the store for something. Now, when he pulled up at the store, I just need to make this point clear that he pulled up and he did not pull into a parking spot. He pulled into a spot that was next to, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, and I hope y'all can understand, but it's like a little rectangle and it has like diagonal lines. And I guess that's like, well, it's a no park spot, but whatever. He pulled next to that, but it wasn't a parking spot. It was just like an open, clear area. So I'm pretty sure it was illegal to park there. And y'all see why that's relevant soon. When he pulled up, he pulled actually, so his car is here and there's another car right here in a handicap spot. So when he got out of his car, he stood right here and he walked around the car to see if there was a handicap sticker on the car. Now, he claims he didn't know there was anybody in the car, but evidence later would show that he did know that somebody was in the car pretty soon after he hopped out of his car trying to patrol the parking lot. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let me continue the story. So in this car was a young lady named Brittany Jacobs and her 2 children. So Brittany, like any of us, is looking around at this dude like, bro, what the fuck? What is you doing? So she rolled her window down just a little tad, just, you know, so she could peek out like, what's up? You know, not too far down. She ain't rolled the window all the way down. So she, you know, she kind of just cracked the window and she was like, dog, what the fuck? What are you doing? Is there a problem? Can I help you? So he's like, oh my, do you have a decal? Are you handicapped? And she like, why do you care? Are you handicapped? And so in this, I guess you would call it an altercation, another customer went inside and said, hey, y'all, is something going outside? At this moment, her boyfriend Marquis comes out of the store because he knows that his girlfriend and his 2 kids are in the car. And he like, hold on, is something happening in the parking lot? Maybe he could hear his girlfriend. I don't know. But he did walk out of the store to see what was going on in the parking lot. And this is where I'm going to pause the story right quick to tell y'all a little bit about Marquis. Marquis McGlockton was born on March 28th of 1990. And I believe he was born in Florida. I don't want to state that incorrectly, but from the information that I gathered, he was born and raised in the Clearwater area in Panola County, Florida. And I don't think he was always in Clearwater. I think he was just always in the surrounding area. There's not really much known about his childhood either, but his family would say that everybody loved him, like he was a damn good father, and that like just people gravitated towards him because of, you know, just because he was a good person, really. So in 2009, Brittany and Marquis would go on to meet through a mutual friend. Brittany was still in high school. Marquis was 19, so I'm pretty sure, well, I know he wasn't in high school, but yeah, so I don't know if you would classify that as high school sweethearts or not, but either way, they met and they fell in love. So throughout the course of their relationship from 2009 until 2018, Marquis and Brittany would have 3 children. They would have Marquis Jr., Marley, and Marshawn. Now, they were pretty much a typical family. Brittany was a CNA and she worked the morning shift. She worked from 7 a.m. to 3 in the evening. When she would get off of work, Marquis would come pick her up and he would go to work around 10 o'clock p.m. and work until 6 or 7 in the morning. And so when Brittany was at work, Marquis was the one who was taking care of the kids. He was a good dad. She said that she never had to ask him for anything. He always knew what the kids wanted, what the kids needed, and as he should, because he was an active, present father in the household. So, of course, he knew what the kids needed. So, just like Michael, Brittany and Marquis were doing their day-to-day routine. Brittany had just got off work. Marquis picked her up with the 3 kids in the car, and they headed over to the store just to grab a couple snacks and stuff before they went home. Brittany was driving, and so when they got to the store, Marquis was just supposed to jump out, go get whatever little snacks they needed, and then come back to the car. It was supposed to be no longer than 5 minutes that he was in the store. So with that being said, she pulled up into the handicapped parking spot. Marquis and Marquis Jr. got out to go get the little snacks or whatever, and then they were to return shortly. However, when Brittany pulled up and Marquis Jr. got out, here comes Mr. Drejka. And he pulled up, like I said, he parked illegally also. And he starts walking around Brittany's car. And like I said, she was just like, what the fuck? And so she rolled her window down a little bit and said, like, what's your problem? Why are you walking around my car like a crazy stalker man? I got my kids in the car. You tripping. Back the fuck up. So with that, an argument ensued, and he's just going off on her about how she shouldn't be parking in a handicapped spot. And she's like, okay, well, if a handicapped person comes, I will be glad to move, but my man is supposed to be coming back to the car in 2.5 seconds. So, like, back the fuck up, sir. And so, as stated before, another customer comes, he pulls up and he sees this altercation happening, and he walks inside to tell the clerk, like, hey, you know, it's something happening outside. You might want to come and check it out. And maybe Marquis heard his girlfriend, like I said, and he just decided to walk out to see what was up. So when Marquis is coming out of the store, Brittany is getting out of the car. She's either getting out of the car or she has already gotten out of the car. And Michael is kind of like just fussing at her. And like any man would to protect his wife, girlfriend, or significant other, he run up like, what's up? So he kind of like, I don't want to say he charged him because he didn't really charge him, but he did walk over there and like push Michael. Like he pushed Michael hard as fuck. Like, so after he pushed him, like I said, he pushed him hard as hell and Michael fell to the ground. As Michael's getting up, he's pulling his gun out of his waistband. So Marquis sees this, and so does Brittany and the bystander who had run into the store. They all see him pulling the gun. So everybody starts backing up. But while everybody's backing up, including Marquis, by the way, Michael lifts his gun and he shoots Marquis. He shot him under his left nipple and it went through his heart and it got stuck somewhere either in the center or near his back. But the bullet never came out. It did just get lodged. So Marquis, although he was already running back, he ran into the store where he collapsed in front of his 5-year-old son. Because remember, I told you that his son, he had taken his son into the store, and when the altercation was happening, he left his son in the store to go see what was going on. And then when he ran back, his son was still in the store. So he collapsed in front of his son, and the police were obviously called, and the ambulance took him away. Now, while that is happening, Mr. Drejka is over here all calm, cool, and collected. He clears his gun. He puts it back in his car. He's telling people who are coming up, like, hey, y'all, don't go in there. I just shot somebody, so y'all might not want to go up in there, you know. Sorry. So the police come, they take Michael down, and he's fully cooperative. Like, there's no problems taking him in. He's fully cooperative. He talks to the police. He tells them his side of the story. He tells them the whole story. He said that he was blindsided. He was pushed to the ground. He said he felt like he was tackled, y'all. So that just goes to show y'all how hard he was, like, pushed. But anyway, he said he felt like he was tackled, and then he felt like he said Marquis was running towards him and that he thought that he was going to get his ass beat, basically. He said he thought a beating was coming. That's what he said. A stomping or something like that. I don't know the exact wordage or verbiage he used, but he basically said he thought he was about to get his ass whooped. He's basically trying to use the stand your ground law to say that Marquis was a threat to him. He thought he was about to get his ass whooped. Now, mind you, he never said that he thought his life was in danger. Not once did he say that. He just said that he thought he was about to get his ass whooped. And he also said in the interview that he never saw a gun. Marquis never threatened him. All he did was he just pushed him. Now, granted, Marquis maybe shouldn't have pushed him and he should have said, hey, yo, what the fuck first. But you see this dude all up in your woman's face, your first thought ain't gonna be maybe some people's first thought might be to talk, but some people, that's just not their first thought. And if you're scared of getting your ass whooped, then you shouldn't have. Anyways, I digress. So while Michael is in the interrogation room and the police scene is being cordoned off and like the investigators are there, everybody's trying to figure out what happened, who's involved, etc., there's this guy who sees this the crime scene happening, and then he notices a truck over there. He sees this particular car and he's like, oh my gosh, I recognize that car. I've had an altercation with the owner of that car. Let me let me call my boss and see what's up. And I'll tell you why he called his boss in a minute. But he calls his boss and he like, hey, yo, boss, remember da 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 da? And his boss is like, yeah, you need to go over there and tell them. And he's like, nah, I don't really want to get involved. I don't know. You sure? You think I really should do this? And he's like, yeah, bro, you got to go ahead and tell him what's up. So turns out, y'all, this guy who happened to see the vehicle, he was talking about Michael's vehicle. He had been into an altercation with Michael also. So his altercation with Michael happened at the same exact convenience store and for the same exact problem. So this guy, Mr. Ricky Kelly, he actually worked for a sewer company, and he would have the sewer tanker truck, like his work truck he would have. And every day he said he visited this Circle A convenience store. And he just used the convenience of the handicap parking because he was only going to be in and out real quick. And to give y'all some backstory of like how quick this his interactions with inside of the store was, he knew the store owner to the point where he could just go grab something and say, hey, Mr. Ali, I got this. I'll pay you later, or I'll pay you at the end of the week. He had been going to this convenience store throughout his entire life. He like knew the store owner so much that he trusted him to not pay for his stuff and come back and pay later. So on this particular day, for this incident with Mr. Ricky, he ended up parking in the handicap spot, going in to go grab a drink or something, like he always did on his way back to his workstation. And he said, hey, Mr. Ali, got a drink over here. I'll be back. And when he walked outside, he saw somebody circling his car. Does this sound familiar? Sounds familiar to me. So this incident happened I believe this incident happened maybe on Valentine's Day, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe this happened on Valentine's Day of 2018. But anyway, so he sees this guy circling his vehicle, and he's like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Why are you circling my work truck? I got money up in the front seat of this truck, like, because the way that the clients would pay him was check, money orders, cash, and all that stuff, and he had it on the front seat. But again, this is a normal routine. He doesn't expect nobody to just be like roaming around his truck doing weird ass shit. So he's telling the dude like, hey, what is you doing? So he's like, oh my God, are you handicapped? He obviously has a problem with people parking in the handicapped spot. Now, I can almost understand that if you were the handicapped person and you had a handicapped person with you. Yes, it's a pet peeve. Of course it's a pet peeve. Nobody should be parking in a handicapped spot who is not handicapped. But is it your job? First of all, sir, are you getting paid for this? Are you getting paid to be the fucking handicap police? Like, I understand that you are irritated. I understand that it's a pet peeve of yours, sir. But like, is this paying your bills? Is this helping your financial situation? Is this helping the moving situation that y'all got going on, you and your wife? So Michael and Mr. Kelly get into a verbal altercation back and forth, and the store owner comes out and he's like, listen, y'all chill out. And so Ricky's like, okay, Mr. Ali, I respect you enough. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go about my business. But somebody needed to check, dude. So he didn't say that last part. He didn't say somebody needs to check him. That was my own thoughts popping through. So Ricky goes on about his business, and then he gets a call from his boss like, hey, Ricky, what happened? So Ricky tells him what happened, and his boss is like, over a damn handicap spot? Whatever. Because Michael had ended up calling his workplace, because I told y'all he was in a work truck. So he got his number. He either got the number off the side of the truck or Googled the phone number to the company. He either Googled the company and got the phone number that way. But he ended up leaving a message on Mr. Ricky's boss's cell phone saying, hey, I don't appreciate one of your guys. He did this, he did that. He parked in a handicap spot, blah, 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 blah. And before the boss called Michael back, he wanted to call Ricky to see what happened, like to see his side of the story first. So when he called Michael back, Michael's telling him, yeah, I could have shot him, da, 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 da. And he's like saying the same thing, like, bro, over a parking spot, you wild. Just chill. I'll handle it, whatever. So that's why when Ricky saw his car in the parking lot with all the police tape, he called his boss to say, hey, should I tell them something? So he ended up telling the police officer about this incident, and this is before he knew what happened. This is before he knew there was a shooting, before he even knew that that car was involved. I'm so sorry if I'm jumping all over the place, but this is just the way I feel that it is best to describe it all. So, like I said, all of that is happening with Ricky while they're interrogating Michael. And like I said, Michael is over there making it seem like Marquis just was running towards him, and that things just he was just scared. He was scared. So the officer goes, "Well, what if I told you?" Because Michael kept screaming about check the video backs me up, da 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 da. Basically, like, oh yeah, there should be video right at that parking spot. There should be video of this, video of that. And so the officer was like, well, what if I told you I reviewed the video and he wasn't coming towards you? Michael was like, well, I would disagree. And he's like, oh, okay, just asking. Personal reasons, just asking. Police don't ever ask nothing for just personal reasons. They ask stuff because they know stuff. But anyways, so the police officer goes, the interrogator, he goes, well, what if he was standing still? Michael was like, well, I wouldn't have shot him. I wouldn't have had no reason to. He said, okay, well, what if he was backing up? Michael, again, well, I wouldn't have no reason to shoot him. So after the interrogation, Michael was let go. He wasn't held or anything like that. And the Pinellas County Sheriff, Bob Gualtieri, he said that he wasn't going to be pressing any charges because based off of Michael's statement, he said that it was self-defense. And if y'all don't know, Florida has this stand your ground law. And I put a little sidebar of what the stand your ground law is, because I don't know right off the top of my head. I mean, I know what it is and I've heard of it before and I know how it's used, but I don't know the specifics of it. So I'm gonna just put a little small definition over here, maybe, if I can. But yeah, so based off stand your ground law, they wasn't gonna charge him. So 12 days later, on August 1st, the case was handed over to the state attorney's office. So once the case was turned over to the state's attorney's office, it came out that those two instances that I told y'all about weren't Michael's only two instances involving other motorists. So yeah, basically this wasn't his first rodeo. So in 2012, an 18-year-old driver and his passenger apparently stopped at a yellow light, and this is all alleged, so I can't really say this is for sure or not, but this is what came out after it was turned over to the state's attorney's office. So allegedly, an 18-year-old and his passenger, the 18-year-old had stopped at a yellow light, and Michael just got so mad that, I guess, we all do it though. Like, somebody stop at a yellow light and you thinking y'all about to go through it, like, we all, what are you doing? Why didn't you go? We could have made it. Da, 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 da. But Michael took it to the extreme. Michael followed them, pointed a gun at them and all, allegedly. And it was just a whole thing. Now, his account of the situation is that the teenager cut him off, and he said that he honked the horn at them and yelled at them, but he denied, obviously, pointing the gun at them or whatever. So the next alleged incident was also in 2012. It was a female driver and her 3 passengers. And basically, she was driving too slow for him. Like, he couldn't go around her. It was obviously a 2-lane highway, one lane going this way, one lane going that way, and he couldn't get around her or something, because she said that he pointed a gun at her once again and threatened her. And once again, Michael says that he honked the horn at her and yelled at her, but he denies pulling a gun out on her. But this is the second time now, Michael. This is the second time somebody claimed that you done pulled a gun on them. Now, I'm more inclined to believe that you're the liar out of the situation. But, again, I don't know. So the next incident was in 2013. This was a mother and her 2 children. And if y'all are familiar with, okay, so I know here where I live, they have 1 lane here, or maybe even 2, and then they have a turning lane, and then they have the other lanes to go the opposite direction. Some places don't have that, so if you know what I'm talking about, then great. So allegedly, this mother was waiting for Michael to pass her while she was waiting in the turning lane. And I don't know, either when she pulled out, he thought she was about to hit her or something, because I know sometimes, like, when people be coming into the turning lane and I'll be going in my direction or whatever, and I be driving, I sometimes feel like, oh my God, they're about to hit me. But then I realize they're just going into the turning lane. They're not coming all the way over. They're going to wait for me to pass and then come in the turning lane. But Michael wasn't feeling this. He told the police that she damn near hit him, and he brake checked her once he passed her, and that caused an accident. It didn't involve a gun this time, but like y'all can see, he's an angry ass. He not even that old though. Anyways, he's an angry person. He got anger issues. The man need anger management. He needed anger management before this incident. So then the next incident would be the one that I told you guys about with Mr. Kelly, and then the final incident with Marquis, and ultimately ended in, oh, I never even told y'all. It ultimately ended in Marquis's death. So he did die that day, unfortunately. He was taken to the hospital alive, but he died at 4. He was pronounced dead at 4:04 p.m. that same day on June 19th. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that, but yes, he did pass away, and I'm pretty sure y'all could tell that based off of the story. I guess, I don't know, maybe you couldn't, but he did pass away. So yeah. So on August 10th, Michael was formally charged for manslaughter, and the charges were filed by the state. Now, throughout this whole thing, Michael had been avoiding like talking to the media, doing interviews and all that. But on August 31st, he decided that, this is his time to shine. So he going to talk to the media or whatever the case may be. The thing that stuck out to me the most about that interview was the fact that the interviewer asked him, would he do anything to change the circumstances of that day, or like, would he do anything different? And his answer was no. So basically, he still would have killed him when it was all said and done, instead of minding his own damn business. Like, all because somebody parked in a handicapped parking spot. Like, sir, you wouldn't change nothing. You're sitting in jail right now. This man has been taken away from his family, and you wouldn't do nothing different? Okay. So this obviously went to trial because Michael is not claiming any guilt. He pleaded not guilty. He pled not guilty, pled, I don't know. And yeah, so the case went to trial. The trial would last for 4 days. It started on August 19th of 2019 and ended on August 23rd. And the jury came back with a verdict of guilty. And on October 10th of 2019, Michael would be sentenced to 20 years in prison for the manslaughter of Marquis McGlockton. So yeah, y'all, that concludes this case. I just feel like it was so unnecessary. If Michael just would have minded his own damn business, like, this would have never happened. Obviously, he has a problem with people parking in a handicapped spot. Yes, it's a pet peeve. Sure, it's a pet peeve, but you walking around people's cars and taking pictures and doing all this, what did you expect was going to happen? And as a matter of fact, he said he knew that could happen. He said I forgot to tell y'all that in his interview, he said that basically the officer was like, so you don't think people could take this the wrong way? And he's like, well, yeah, they could, but I stay strapped. So basically, you would have never started this confrontation if you didn't have a gun. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, you use this gun that's why I said at the beginning, I think I told y'all, I feel like he was the one who was bullied in school and got a gun and was like, oh yeah, I'm big shit now. There's also a quick little update concerning little Mr. Michael Drejka. In February of last year, 2020, Michael Drejka got his ass whooped in prison. Somebody attacked his ass in prison, and good for them, and they should get less time for that. They shouldn't get no extra time for that. They should just get an applause and an award, because this man was so scared of getting his ass beat that he killed somebody and then ended up getting his ass beat in the end. Now, if you just would have minded your own goddamn business, sir, this would have never happened. That is the epitome of karma. He was so scared of just getting his ass, just getting beat up, that he killed a man and then ended up getting beat up in jail anyway. Yeah, that is it for this case. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for your girl birthday. Send me all the love. That's all I need. Y'all don't even gotta buy me nothing. My gift from y'all is free. Just subscribe and like it and comment, and that's it, y'all. It's free. It's free. Thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.